Chapter 7 is Data Analysis and Displays. 7.1, Measures of Center and Variation. So first of all, a measure of center is a measure that represents the center and I'm going to put center in quotations here. Okay, the center, or really what you're looking for is a typical value of a data set. And when we say data set, we're talking about a set of numbers that are representing something. Now, different measures of center, we have the mean, the median, and the mode. First of all, the mean is the average. So the average of all the numbers. Now, the way you find the average is, first of all, you add all the numbers, and then you take that and you divide by how many numbers are in the data set. Okay, so in order to find the mean or the average, you add up all the numbers and then you divide by how many numbers there are. So if there were 8 numbers, you would divide by 8. Another measure of center is the median, and this is the middle, okay, or the middle number. Now, in order to do this, the first step and the most important step, which we tend to forget, is put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay, if everybody's number set is not in the same order, then everybody's going to get a different number for the middle. So first of all, order them from least to greatest, and then number 2, find the middle number. Okay, and you'll see we usually do this by kind of like crossing things out, cross one out on the left, cross one out on the right, etc. And then our last measure of center that we're going to deal with here is the mode. And the mode is just the number that occurs most often. There can be no mode if every number occurs the same amount of times. There can be no mode. There can be 2 modes. This is called bimodal. If you have 2 different numbers that occur more than the rest of them the same amount of times, there could be 3 modes. So just keep that in mind. Example 1, comparing measures of center. So it says, an amusement park hires students for the summer. The students' hourly wages are shown in the table. Part A, find the mean, the median, and mode of the hourly wages. Now, honestly, the first thing I recommend all the time, no matter which measure of center you're finding, is to put the numbers in order from least to greatest. So if I'm looking at my numbers and I kind of cross them out as I go, 8.25, and I'm just going to list them up here. And then we have another 8.25. Then we have an 8.45. Then we're going to have an 8.65. Okay, and at this point, if you want to pause the video and do this on your own, and then turn the video back on when you think you're done. And then always check. If you check the table, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. And in your list, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. Just make sure you got them all. Now, if we're finding the mean says we have to first of all add all the numbers. So if we add them all together, you're going to get $77.20. Okay, pause the video, take a calculator, add them up, make sure you agree. Then because we have 8 numbers, I'm going to take that and I'm going to divide it by 8. This will get us our average, which our average is going to be $9.65. That is your mean. Then I'm going to find the median, which is the middle number. In order to find the middle number, I'm going to kind of cross out. So I'm going to cross out one here and one here. And notice I'm not actually crossing them out, because when you cross them out, then they tend to be kind of hard to read, versus if you just underline them, then you can still read them. Now, do you notice that we have two numbers in the middle? If we have two numbers in the middle, then the actual middle is sitting right there. It's not 8.65, it's not 8.75, and we want to find the middle of the middle. So when this happens, you take the two numbers in the middle. So we're going to take the 8.65, we're going to add it to the 8.75, and then we're going to divide that by 2, because we want to find the average of the middle two numbers. That's going to get us $17.40 divided by 2, which is going to get us a middle number of $8.70, which, if you notice, is right between $8.65 and $8.75. That's your median. Now, your mode is the number that occurs most often. Do you notice that 8.25 occurs twice? It's doubled, versus all the other ones are only occurring once. So our mode is going to be 8.25. Now, part B, which measure of center best represents the data? Now, think about this. Measure of center is a number that's either in the center or the typical value. So if you're looking at all of these numbers, typical value, looks to me, this one's like an 8, an 8, 8, 8, 8. We've got most of the numbers in the 8 range, and then we've got low 9s. And then we've got the $16.50. He seems a little weird to me. We're going to discuss him later. But out of $9.65, $8.70, $8.25, which one seems to be more typical of what we're seeing in the data set? And that, to me, looks like the median. The $8.70. And my reasoning here is more numbers are in the $8 range. Okay, which is where your $8.70 is. I'm going to say the mean is too high. Okay, it's $9.65, which is like way up here. That's not typical. And then the mode is too low. So my answer here is your median best represents your data set.